When reflecting on the faces and people that drive our superhero teams, that drive us who we are and what we hope to be and do in the world, those people who are behind us, who are driving us to be who we are called to be, who will be our sidekicks and companions on this journey and adventure. Well, on today's episode, Will and TJ are going to explore this question together. I'm super excited. Yes, I'm speaking in third person. You are hearing Will's voice at this moment. And with me is one of my favorite superheroes and geekologists and humans to podcast with, and that is the one and only TJ. TJ, how you doing, buddy?
Great.
Yeah, there it is. There's that enthusiasm and
Yep.
energy that TJ brings to this kind of episode. No, I'm really excited about this episode because we have been exploring the faces behind us, those people that drive us in this world and in the fandoms that we love so much. There's a whole host of people and humans and creatures that drive our heroes and villains to do what they do. And today we're going to continue this series about sidekicks and companions and how important they are. And here's the premise for today's episode. I, Will, and TJ will be competing to see who can come up with the best team of 7 companions and sidekicks. We're going to go through a list and we're going to list our Star Wars apprentice or Padawan, a Star Trek blue shirt, a superhero sidekick, a hobbit or dwarf companion from a fantasy world, an anime or animation companion character, an animal sidekick, and one wild card companion character each. And then once we list our team and who we pick in this kind of sidekick draft, like a fantasy football draft, so picking our sidekicks, we'll then have a secret mission that we were given that we have not seen before. Is we're going to see it in live action here on this episode, and then we're going to explore it and see how our teams do or fare in this secret mission. And man, when I heard about the premise for this episode, I was very excited. I said, I want to play that game. I want to do that. And here we are. We're doing it.
There we are.
TJ, how do you feel about this? Do you feel good about
Well,
your picks? You came in prepared. You never know. There could be
we'll
there's
see.
there's an evolving process to this and how we do this.
Yeah, I have no idea because I came up with the mission, or we came up with the mission for the other one for Josh and Christian, and then I showed up in their episode to delineate. But ours was pretty simple, and I've heard that theirs is not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we cheated a little, and we already have we can see the title, you and I, right now. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
So we still have more information than they did, but they've told me that coming up with the mission was quite a process. The email also included a slideshow and a Google document.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, and so yeah, you can hop over on YouTube as well to see our slides, to see the mission, to see these things. If you're listening in your earbuds, you can come over and subscribe to our YouTube page and smash that like button and do all those things as well, because there's a visual component to what we're doing. And I haven't seen that. I don't know how it's going to play out. We'll see. I'm very hopeful, and I love improv. I love things that are kind of thrown at me to see how I react. And I think that's going to happen in this particular episode, along with some things that I had planned, like with life. So let's kick things off with what we're geeking out lately. TJ, are there some things you're geeking out on that you want to share with the folks? I got a few things. I'll try to boil it down to a couple.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's mostly been Final Fantasy 14, getting into the MMO space. Yeah, it's not my speed, but it's a lot of fun. It's still got the Final Fantasy charm to it, so I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a Wednesday warrior and go get comics every Wednesday, and I really like what both Marvel and DC are putting out these days. It's pretty fun to be a comic book fan, but I really love this event that DC is doing called DCKO, where the whole heroes and villains have to fight Darkseid, and there's this kind of March Madness bracket of tournament style Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat kind of style where they're fighting each other to win the tournament, see who gets to fight Darkseid. And 2 issues have come out, and there's a couple side comics tie-ins a part of this, and I'm not buying every single tie-in, but most of them. I'm just really loving this event. I have, with comics, I've had some event fatigue over the years because, it's just kind of what they do, have an event and there's 100 comics you have to buy. But this one is good, and I'm really like what they're doing. So if you like comics, if you like DC characters, I really recommend checking that one out.
Yeah, we're trying to profit off of the Death Battle fans,
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
I need to
Exactly.
get into it.
Yeah, it's good. I'll let you borrow mine. Cool. Well, hey, y'all, rate and review our show wherever you get your podcast. It really helps us get noticeable in the algorithms that are out there. We want to thank one of our financial supporters. I want to thank James Barrett. Thanks, buddy. You've helped me a lot with stuff here at church, and you are also a supporter of Geekology, the geekology that happens here at Systematic Geekology. So thanks, James. Thanks for what you do. Hey, listeners, you can get your own shout out by becoming an official member of Systematic Geekology on our website, where you can find all of the exclusive content, cool merch, and other ways to get plugged into the community. You look in the show notes and find that link to Fourth Wall. Click on it, and it'll take you right to where all the lists are and the merch. And yeah, we would love for you to be a part of those things. So in today's episode, here we go. This is called Will and TJ's Sidekicks Adventure, and we're going to pick some sidekicks in it and companions. We're going to see how they match up. But first, as we get ready for this, I've shared before, I really love team books, comics, Avengers, Justice League, X-Men. I love it when a bunch of Jedi get together and they go out on an adventure, not just two of them, but a bunch of them together. So what is it that draws us into team stories or mashups? And why would we want to even build our own team in the first place? TJ, what draws you to these team books?
It's just, for most people, I think it's just more entertaining to have multiple character dynamics and interactions within the story. And, it's not like reading Hellboy, where it's just about Hellboy, and he does have his own inner monologue and relations with himself, and he does have a team sometimes, but I'm not talking about Hellboy. It's just fun to see a team work together. I think as people, we can pretty much all agree on that.
Yeah, because none of us are alone. We are a part of a family and a part of the drinking game that Joshua and I do. We are all entangled and a part of one another, and what we do and our actions matter in this world, and it affects everyone. And so I like the team books. I've always liked the team books growing up, whether it's X-Men or Justice League, and I love the interaction, the drama, the kind of the soap opera of those books. But I think now part of my life as being a youth director, a camp counselor, and now a pastor and a shepherd of a community, my whole life revolves around teamwork and try to find and discern gifts and different gifts that people have and how to bring them together on a team. I'm almost like a coach of a football team or basketball team or whatever. Everybody has their own gifts, and what gifts do you have when you come to the table, and how can we work together? Not everybody has the same gifts. It's that Pauline image of the body, people coming together, all these spiritual gifts coming together. And a big part of my life is pulling teams together and trying to get people to work together as a team. Not only my staff here at church, but other aspects where, like, even Systematic Geekology and different hosts, how do we work together as a team and our different gifts and what we love and geek out on? How do we work together and all those things? So I really like that, and I like to see that played out in the stories that I consume and those things that I geek out on. So this is going to be fun, putting a team together and seeing how they interact with each other.
Yeah. And there's like the value of $1, You could buy a single person, like you could buy a Flash comic book, or you could buy a Justice League comic book. That's 6 times the superhero for the same money.
Right. I could, buy a single issue of Iron Man and Spider-Man and then Wolverine and Captain America. But what if they're all in one team? I get all my characters all there in one book. So there's some efficiency there. There's efficiency there.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that rationale there. So thinking about not just teams, but sidekicks, that's a big part of, and companions, a big part of fandom and stories and all those kinds of things. What is it about sidekicks that the appeal is there? Or why do we need sidekicks? What constitutes a companion? And why do we focus on those characters today?
Yeah. Well, no man is an island,
True.
And everyone needs something. No one can do everything. Not even Superman. And his whole thing is being the Superman. So there are gaps to fill. And every team, I think, tries to fill those gaps. Even the ones with Superman on them.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think at least in comics, if we're going to lean into that and kind of sidekicks, I think part of that, and you see it in TV shows too, is like once you have like an aging hero, aging comic, aging TV show to reach a younger audience, they want to grab and put some kids on there so that they younger audience can relate to it and grow along with them. So maybe a Superman or Batman that are get a little older, long on the tooth, and so they bring a kid on to kind of like, oh, there's a new kid here, and so maybe that will appeal to younger readers that they can relate to. So there's like a cynical version of like they're just trying to get more readers and keep people plugged in. But I think you
Yeah.
see this in the latest Stranger Things season too. You have the old school team, and those kids have grown up, and now they're older. They're in their 20s playing high school students. But now you still bring in a younger kids from a younger class in school that are like still have the same vibes of the original Stranger Things crew, and it's fun. Like oh, there you go. That's what I remember that to be. So kind of sidekicks, and then also in life, hopefully, if you're a leader, you have gifts. You're passing that on to the next generation. You're discipling others. You're passing on what you have learned in your wisdom to the next generation that they can learn from you. So that mentorship is a big part of a sidekick, not just a cute sidekick who's going to be the bantering and tell jokes. So that's part of it. But you have a friend, you have a helper, but also hopefully you're mentoring and passing on the wisdom of what you have learned and how you do life and faith and use your gifts, and you're passed on to the next generation. So I think that's important too.
Yeah, the legacy aspect is definitely a big part of it.
Mhm.
Most sidekicks, that's what's going on. It's like, hey, I need to raise the next one, you know? Very infrequently was we were like, hey, I like this guy. He's working with me now. But it definitely happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So this is fun. Like, yeah, I like the main heroes, but it's fun. We could get a good sidekick and can relate to them and see how they grow and progress as well. And so let's explore that together, Christian. TJ, we saw Christian and Joshua do this together, example for us, and now it's our turn to do this. So let's do our sidekick teams. Let's build them. Let's build our
Yeah.
team. Let's
Yeah,
get our
let's
team
build.
together.
Do
So
you want to go
first up,
first? Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna choose one, and here we are. My Star Wars Padawan or apprentice is going to be Gungi. Is that how you say it? Gungi?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Gungi. Yeah,
Go you.
yeah, Gungi. When I immediately thought of like a Padawan, there's a lot to choose from out there in Clone Wars and Clone Wars and Star Wars land, but I'm gonna pick Gungi, who is a Wookiee. We have a young kind of teenage Wookiee. I don't know what his age is. I think they get old. Like Chewbacca was really old. They have
Yeah.
long
He's
lives.
young.
He's young, but in a green lightsaber. So Gungi. Not only do I love Wookiees, not only do I, that as companions and seen as like George Lucas talk about Chewbacca being kind of mirroring his own dog that rode in the front seat of his car when he drove around. Chewie as Han Solo's companion and sidekick, but a leader of his own. I wanted my own, so I'm going to pick Gungi, and I think he's awesome.
He is.
And we're just going to assume that I I understand what he's. We understand each other. We
Yeah, of course.
understand each other's language. Understand Wookiee. So
Yeah.
Gungi, there he is, right there. Wookiee
Excellent pick.
Padawan. All right, cool. What do you got, TJ?
Yeah. Wookiee Jedi is such a good choice. I didn't do the same thing. I did think about it though. I
Okay.
went a much more sinister route. I chose Darth Zana from the Darth Bane. Darth Bane's apprentice is Darth Zana. From those novels, just because those are my favorite Star Wars novels. She's my favorite, you know, Sith apprentice, and she's so cool. She's awesome.
Man,
She's so cool. She's a Sith sorcerer. She's, killed Darth Bane. She's got it all.
I'm not familiar with this 'cause I'm not familiar with those books. I love Star Wars, but I have not gone really deep into all the novels and all the side stories and stuff. So this is a character. You said this is Darth Zana?
Yeah.
Man, cool. And I see
Yeah.
with the picture
She's
here,
so
she's
cool.
got double lightsaber similar to Darth Maul. She's got the red and black, kinda goth makeup.
Yeah. He leaned into that really heavy, Drew Capricorn, but
Yeah.
she's not, we don't normally see like the Sith sorcerer angle, not in like the canon stuff, at least. So she's super cool. She's always been one of my favorites. That's my pick. She's the one.
All right, man, I love it. Nice pick, nice pick. All right, next up, our Star Trek blue shirt. which is a science or medical officer.
Yeah.
And if you want me to go ahead and go with this, and what I'm going to do is I'm picking Spock, a blue shirt, but not just any kind of Spock. This is J.J. Abrams' version of Spock, and we have is Zachary Quintos
Yeah.
version. There he is. Not the older, wiser Spock in the Star Trek universe. He's young, has a lot to learn. But I'm picking him because I think if he's on your side and he's loyal, he's going to be loyal to a fault. I don't want to get on his bad side. I'm assuming that he likes me and that we get along.
Right.
And then I'm not challenging his position, and he's not critiquing me in Starfleet Academy. But yeah, that's who I'm picking here. I know the J.J. Abrams version of Star Trek is very controversial to our original Star Trek fans, but I like J.J. Abrams. I like his style. I like um, how he directs and what he does in the mystery boxes. So yeah, you can come at me in the chat. I don't care, but I like those reboots. So here we are, Spock.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way, and I also picked Zachary Quinto Spock.
Ah, did you? Okay, that's so
Yep.
funny. All right.
I like Star Trek Beyond. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
And there's not a right answer for these, obviously, but there kind of is, and Spock is the right answer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So how do they work if we have them in different versions, different alternate universes?
no, we can just have the same Spock.
Okay.
It's fun.
I like it. I like
You
it.
know.
I think so. We're making up the rules as we go. Love it. All right. Superhero sidekick. Here we go. I'm going to choose Lockheed. That's right. Kitty Pryde's sidekick, pet dragon that she discovered over there in X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 166, as they are exploring outer space. They stumbled upon this little dragon who's about the size of a cat, maybe a little bit bigger than a cat. I love Lockheed so much. As a pet dragon, super zesty, super spicy, super, not going to put up with any BS. And I love Kitty Pryde. And so her sidekick is going to be my sidekick, a pet dragon who can fit on my shoulder and walk with me in this adventure.
Yeah, Lockheed's awesome.
Cool.
Lockheed's
cool.
awesome. He's what is there more to say? He's a little dragon.
He's a little dragon. All right, what you get? All right.
I ripped it early. I was like, yep, Crypto. That's my favorite superhero sidekick. There were other thoughts. But I don't want to pick Robin. I don't want to kill another Robin. If things get bad. I think Crypto's got the stuff.
Absolutely. And I've shared this before, but someone not long ago asked me what was the last movie I cried in, and I said, that was easy. It's the Superdog movie. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, the Superdog movie that happens to have other characters in it too. But Crypto stole the show in that one. And as soon as he showed up on the screen, yeah, my eyes welled up. He looked kind of like my dog, Woody, and Crypto. Who doesn't want a super dog? We love dogs. They're the ultimate companion and sidekick in life. And who doesn't want one that's supercharged and has the powers of Superman? So good choice. Good choice. We'll see if that comes back up again. We talk about other kind of. Yeah, this is probably the only time we'll talk about Crypto. All right. I love this one. I really had to deep dive and do some exploring and looking at things. A dwarf or hobbit companion from any kind of fantasy world, but it could be Lord of the Rings. I'm going to say Bomber. That's mine. That's right. The Hobbit from Thorin's company in The Hobbit, and he is the plumpest of the dwarves, but sneaky strong. Sneaky strong. You think he's just one of these guys who's a little larger than everybody else, maybe moves a little slower, but he's sneaky strong. And so I think he's the ultimate companion out there, a dwarf that I'm going to get along with the most. So Bomber is mine.
Oh yeah. Also great attitude.
I think so too.
Great attitude on this guy.
Yep.
Good for team morale.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So the question, I do feel like it was a little weighed just because it was phrased Hobbit or dwarf. Like, obviously, I'm not going outside of Lord of the Rings for that. Sam.
Good choice. That was
Of course. Sam. Yep. Like, if I'm choosing one, Hobbit or dwarf to be on my side, if I can get Sam to respect me half as much as he respects Frodo, I'm in.
That's an advantage in and of itself. I agree. The
I
real
mean,
hero of the whole Middle Earth is really Sam, and so to have him on your team, I feel like I'm already at a disadvantage if we're putting these two teams against each other because of Sam. But
yeah. Well, I'm
um,
sure we're not, but we'll find out.
yeah. At least I have Lockheed. That's
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Lockheed is on.
And
So
it's not a dragon from Lord of the Rings. That's cool.
yeah,
So at least it's a friendly dragon.
yeah. And I'm just the most supportive person I could possibly imagine. Samwise Gamgee. Had to.
100% potatoes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. All right. Next up, number 5 on our team, an anime or animation companion character. I'm choosing. I'm not real steeped in anime, but there is one that I really do like, and I love Cowboy Bebop, and I'm picking Faye Valentine. I think she you want her on your side, and that's what I
Oh,
went
yeah.
with. Faye Valentine.
Absolute choice. Like, phenomenal choice.
Thank you.
I saw that in your slides, and I was like, oh, that's so smart. Oh, I wish I could do that.
There you go. There you go. All right, who you picking? You're more steeped in anime
Yeah.
and animation. Oh, ooh, who do we
Yeah, a
have
little
here?
bit. So it's pretty recent. This is Beru from Solo Leveling. It's a whole thing. He is just like a super, super powerful ant.
What?
So
The size of an ant?
no,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. So basically, the way it works in Solo Leveling, your main character Sung Jin Woo is ultra powerful, super powerful, and he kind of grows over time. He levels, unlike everyone else in the world. But his main ability is resurrecting his enemies, and they fight for him. So this ant shows up, Beru, kills pretty much everyone else, all of the strongest hunters, and Sung Jin Woo handles the situation and then revives him to fight on his side.
Dang.
So that's who I'm going with.
Now is this Solo Leveling? Is this a video game? Is it a cartoon? Is it
It's an
animation? Is it anime?
Yeah.
Was it a manga first and then?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it was a webcomic.
Webcomic turned to anime.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty cool.
It's really good. It's not like Christian would say it's bad because there's not much depth there, but it's awesome.
There you go.
Which is what sometimes you just need a series that's awesome.
Sometimes you need a little awesome.
But he's also fiercely loyal, super smart, super strong, super fast. Great.
Yeah, I
great
think
character.
I'm hearing a theme. Like when we talk about sidekicks and companions, you want someone that's loyal. Do you want someone that's gonna like turn the back? I think when you picked a Sith though, so that's dangerous because they're
Well,
always looking to kill their masters. That's a little.
I thought about that afterwards, and I was like, "Is that the right choice?" Probably not.
I think that's your weak link there. But you have Sam, so I think Sam would defend you against that. But you're not gonna critique these yet. We'll get to that in a minute. But we're talking about sidekicks. You really need loyalty. And when thinking about loyalty, all right, here we go. My animal sidekick is Crypto. What do you know?
Whoa.
Somebody, I can't believe he showed back up. That 1 ear down, 1 ear up. We got James Gunn's version of Crypto that literally looks like my dog Woody in the face. And so I cried when I saw it in the trailer and cried when I saw it in the movie theater. And I love that dog so much. I like his version of Crypto, this dog that doesn't even know his own power and a little unhinged, but is loyal and loves Supergirl so much. And I can't wait to see them in the next adventure. I have Crypto as my animal sidekick. And I love it that TJ are already thinking on the same wavelength and had common picks here. I love it.
Yeah. I cheated a little bit, and I might have to justify it, but I'm going to. Scooby-Doo might be who the series is named after, but he's not the main character usually. He is the sidekick. It's just very important sidekick. And he's Scooby-Doo.
He's Scooby.
He's Scooby.
Oh my
what are you
gosh.
going to do to Scooby-Doo?
When we were thinking about these lists, Scooby never came up in my mind, but now that you throw it up there and mention, I'm like, what a good choice. That is fantastic.
He's Scooby-Doo.
He's Scooby-Doo.
You feed him, and he is going to put aside whatever was ailing him and get the job done. He will do whatever you need him to do. For Scooby,
I feel like Sam is the one who's going to have a pocket full of Scooby snacks and ready to hand them out for Scooby anytime.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay. All right. Our final pick, wild card companion. I'm going with Robin. You talked about too easy, the original sidekick, but it's not just Dick Grayson, who is older or older teenage or getting ready to become Nightwing. I love Dick Grayson. I love Nightwing. I love him as a hero as his own right. But the fact that like they brought him on board, this I'm thinking 12-year-old Dick Grayson, who's fresh off some trauma, who has still got that acrobat energy and wants to ask lots and lots of questions. So from the 1940s Detective Comics number 38, way back in the 1940s. Here we have Dick Grayson, 12-year-old. Hold it, Batman. It really me, your ward, Dick Grayson. Boom. There you go.
Yeah, good answer.
Okay.
I went a different direction. The Sapien himself, Abe Sapien from the Hellboy. I felt like, like we have Spock. We both have Spock. So we're not lacking in the brain power department, but I felt like it could use a little bolstering. There's a lot of animals on my team.
I like it. I like it. There is
A lot of animals on my team. So someone like Abe, who is not only very smart, he's not necessarily a detective, but he has his moments. He's also excellent hand-to-hand combatant, which I've not a severe shortage of, but he can aim pretty well too. Yeah, if it comes up and I need someone to fire a gun, Spock's not the greatest with a phaser. Abe will hit a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk some strategy here in a little bit. I'm thinking about Spock and them. That's a good team up. Those two together. I wonder if they'll butt heads, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
I don't
see
know.
what happens.
They've both been known to step aside when they felt like it was necessary. So
All right. Here we go. All right, so we have our teams together. I'm really liking my team. And I don't know if I'm gonna give them a special name yet or not, but I think we need to know what our mission is. What is the mission? And here's the unveiling. Drum roll, please. Whatever sound effect you want to include. But here we are. We're opening up the slides, and TJ's gonna reveal what our mission is.
yeah, I feel like evil laugh is probably what Christian envisioned here. We're learning this together for the first time.
We are.
This mission is called Whale Hell, Release the Kraken.
Oh.
So let's find out what we're dealing with.
Let's do it.
The demonic plot. Good grief. Okay. So the great Duke of Hell, Folklore, under the delusion that he may somehow earn his way back into heaven, is being manipulated by his fellow great Duke of Hell, Vapar, to rid all worlds of all cetaceans, which are whales. Vapar has a short folklore that if they can outwit God, then he will be impressed enough to let them re-enter heaven. Vapar wishes to destroy cetaceans of all kinds, as he erroneously believes that a whale is the giant fish that swallowed up Jonah. Thus, if he removes every cetacean and large sea beast from existence, Jonah cannot survive his undersea excursion, and we never get the VeggieTales Jonah movie, creating the saddest timeline of all.
Oh, that's true.
So,
man.
To achieve this goal, Folklore and Vapar have recruited the most ruthless cetacean killers and hunters across the Omniverse to be their personal whalers. They have recruited Captain Ahab, Black Mantisaurus from DC's Jurassic League, because he punched a dolphin once, the Brood, for their enslavement of the Acanthi, Trioculus, for his harvesting and whaling of the whalodons of Mon Calamari, Leela, because of the Futurama episode where she took Captain Ahab's place, Maxie of Team Magma, because Kyogre is a whale, and Dr. Doofenshmirtz for the whale who stole his girlfriend from him. That's their team of whalers. So, the whalers forged an Awayanator that teleported all large sea life to the realm of darkness from Kingdom Hearts, including Monstro, Moby Dick, Shamu, Flipper, the Kraken, and more. Unknown to Folklore, Vapar has lied to him so that Vapar could get rid of the greatest threat to his rule of the oceans, Godzilla, the greatest gorilla whale of all time, as he too has been captured. Yeah, that's always how I've thought of him. To fight this threat, Captain Nemo was charged by the angel who had authority over all water, from Revelation 16:5, to save the cetaceans with a Nautilus, supernaturally empowered to travel through time, space, and sea, and he attempted to free them from the rail of darkness. Nemo lingered too long, and his memory and heart are slowly being lost. The Nautilus had the ability to teleport in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but the systems were damaged in a surprise raid by the whalers, and the greatest sidekicks we picked were summoned there instead. So, tasked to freeing the cetaceans, will we choose to help Nemo restore himself, or we go to the demons and their whalers to persuade slash, I wish that would move. Slash, what does that say? Force them to release the whales and presumably the Kraken.
Okay.
Upon arriving, the Nautilus will give us all the information regarding Nemo's status and all the stuff we've read so far. But that is our task. We have also been given an additional document called the Legendarium with some additional rules. For the purposes of this omniverse, every conscious entity has a body, heart, soul, and mind. So anyone can become heartless or nobody, which is Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Of course.
Anything with a soul is capable of repentance and salvation. Folklore and Vipar are from the Ars Goetia, which is the medieval demonology text. This is after Doofenshmirtz has already turned from evil once, because he didn't really feel evil. Multiple Godzillas can be present, because this is an omniverse. So we have, like Heisei, Toho, Legendary, Shin Godzilla, like multiple Godzillas. There are at least 2 Monstros. Good grief. They thought about everything.
I know.
They thought about everything.
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
So the longer we stay, the more memories deteriorate. And man.
This is like a very complex D&D campaign, and I like what they've done here. But for this like episode of Systemicology and a one-time stop, there's a lot here to think about in terms of how we rank our teams. Now, TJ, did you know that there's a surprise that the Lord has visited us through a dream and offering us one biblical assistant or companion or disciple or shield bearer that we can bring to our team. So not only do we have our 7 sidekicks, but we have an 8th bonus sidekick or companion from Scripture. No angels, no demons. It's not like we can pick Gabriel or Michael.
Yeah.
I guess you could pick Jesus if you really wanted to, but no supernatural characters allowed. I guess Jesus is pretty supernatural in some of those things. But if you're going to choose someone from Scripture as your companion slash disciple slash shield bearer, who are you picking?
Yeah, well, it's really hard not to say Jonah.
Oh, nice.
Really hard not to say Jonah.
I know now that you know the mission, that's not a bad pick.
Yeah, they call him out by name, but they think that makes it a weakness. I want someone on my team who can get swallowed by a whale or Godzilla or whatever, and be calm about it.
I like it. That is a fantastic pick. I thought about this beforehand because I was reading over the outline, and I really like one of my favorite kind of unsung heroes of Scripture that does get talked about a lot. I need to do a deep dive and find out what his deal is and backstory. Is this guy called Barsabbas. Now, in Acts chapter 1, when the disciples are trying to figure out who's going to replace Judas, since he's off the table, we got to have 12 tribes of Israel. Jesus picked 12. We got to add another one. They had 2 disciples. They came down to 2 disciples, Matthias and Barsabbas. Joseph called Barsabbas. And they cast lots. They basically rolled dice. They basically gambled to see who would be chosen as the replacement for Judas. And Barsabbas lost. So Matthias won. We don't hear about Barsabbas the rest of Scripture. I don't think. You could correct me out there. You think, but I think he is a patron saint of those who come in second place, patron saint of losers. He's still a disciple. He's 13. He's a 13th disciple, whatever, if you want to call Paul, I guess 13th disciple. But this guy is on my team. He understands what it means to be disappointed. He understands what it means to not get chosen by casting lots. So I think he's going to be loyal. I think he's going to be hanging out with me and being like, I want to be a part of this team. I want to be a part of the team. That's who I'm picking.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
All right. Thanks. Cool. All right. How are we grading our team here? How do you think the other person scores? Like, we're thinking about mission status, about how we do on our mission, our teamwork, our sustainability, strength. Would the team have fun? Would we be infighting? How do you think we're doing here? How would you rate my team, and then I'll rank yours between
Yeah.
1 and
So
10.
which side of the objective are you guys going to do? Are you going to persuade the demons and their whalers to release the whales, or are you going to help Nemo restore himself?
I think I'm so the mission. So explain those again. So there's two choices here we're going to lean into. One is to help Nemo convince Nemo to switch teams here, or are we
so
going?
Nemo was charged by the angel who had authority over water to save the cetaceans with a supernatural nautilus.
Right.
So he is a good guy, but he's lost his way in the realm of darkness and is losing himself. So do you want to go help restore Nemo and, help him pursue his original charge, which is freeing the cetaceans? Or are you just going to go straight to the demons and their whalers to force them to release the whales?
I feel like I want to be charitable here and ask you which one you want to do. Can we do the same thing, or are we going to split up and do two different ones?
Well, I don't think we can work together and make a super team. I would leave that on the table, though, just in case.
Yeah. Since it's whales we're talking about, you can have two spots. Yeah, I think I'm going after the demons. I think I'm going to that. I mean, Nemo. I think going and persuading him. I just kind of want some action with this team. I want to see them go after the demons and kind of protect the whale. So I think with my team, with Gungi and Spock and Lockheed, because one of the brood is the whalers, and Lockheed was first appearance was against the brood when the X-Men were battling the brood. That is literally where Kitty found him, killing brood. So I think he has an advantage when it comes to that. He's a natural, and I think Faye Valentine is kind of this bounty hunter team. Doesn't want some action. They don't want to like sit back and talk about things. That she wants to she wants some action. So, and I think Crypto is not going to put up with any garbage either. Going to go after these whales. So that's what I'm going for.
The hard part is going to be convincing Faye that she's going to get paid.
Right.
But you can convince her of that.
Yeah.
You can convince her she's going to get paid. Spock can probably, show her something fancy. Like, yeah, you can have this after the mission. He'll requisition another one. It's no big deal.
Yep. So rank me. What do you think I'm doing here? If I'm going after these demonic whalers, which is, can we just say whalers are demonic in and of themselves? Then when you have demonic whalers, it's like a double negative in a sense that it's double evil.
We also have to worry about the demons. I think is why. But yeah, the whalers, which, I mean, I don't think Captain Ahab was necessarily a villainous character. We're not doing a deep dive on Moby Dick, but like, yeah, he's not a good guy. That's not the point of the book, but I don't think he's a villain.
Yeah, is Moby Dick the but is that whale like a smog, kind of like dragon to go after because it's doing bad things? Is he like the hero, or is he just obsessed with this one whale? Yeah.
Let's think, because
okay,
power wise, I don't think like Dr. Doofenshmirtz, Black Mantosaurus, Ahab, the Brood, whatever, Leela, you guys, your team, Robin, Crypto, Faye Valentine, Gungi, Spock, Bomber. I'm not worried about the whalers as much as I'm worried about the goetic demons.
Right.
The Goetia doesn't expound much on their powers, at least not in depth, so we can't really scale them. But I don't know. I think you have a lot of potential. A lot of potential there for just being able to straight up handle the whalers.
Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do. On a number scale, I really I really am not sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it would be the easiest thing in the world because, you know, going crypto is there. You have crypto. Crypto might be your strongest person.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and with this mission, are they space whales? Are we going in the water? Where are they keeping these whales? Like, where's the secret like hideout for these villainous whalers? Is it some kind of sea world, evil sea world?
Let's see.
Um,
I'm checking the mission legendarium.
okay,
Nothing specific.
okay. So I feel like your team has an advantage when you have like an underwater breather Abe Sapien. I think that's really, really good. But I think with the technology in the future, I think Spock, both of us have Spocks that can use that kind of Vulcan knockout grip thing
Oh
that they
yeah.
do is pretty good. So there's one thing I was like, I don't like what you're talking about. I'm just gonna like do that Vulcan
Yeah.
knockout grip.
Good night.
Good night.
But it's the realm of darkness, which I'm pretty sure is just a big realm of nothing, more or less.
Mhm.
So it's not necessarily underwater, but I guess they're not going to dry out or anything
Right. Right. Okay.
because they breathe air. Cetaceans all breathe air.
Look at my team. Do you see any chinks in the armor there for teamwork?
For teamwork,
Yeah.
I mean, Faye can be greedy,
Mhm.
but I don't think, you know, she's not just going to buzz off somewhere. She's in the realm of darkness. She will be motivated to see this through. So teamwork, it's got to be at least a 9, just because Faye is your weakest link and she's not going anywhere.
Right.
And Gungi and Spock and Crypto should pretty easily be able to convince her that she needs to stay with you and finish the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, for mission status, I would say probably an 8 as well, at least an 8, because without knowing the exact scale of, you know, folklore and of heart, but Crypto can absolutely handle the entire brood.
True.
So
And I got lucky. There.
and lucky.
Which I think fact that they named the brood. I don't know if they saw who my sidekicks were before at all, but the fact that they picked the brood and I have a first appearance of the brood, I think Lockheed there is showed up great, pretty funny. Yeah, and sustainability and strength and fun. I think I have some fun. I'll advocate that this team's gonna have fun. I know we Faye Valentine, you know, I think we can soften that heart a little bit with the team we have here. And Lockheed, you know, looks intimidating and doesn't look fun, but there's a reason that this thing really is gravitated towards one of the sweetest people on the X-Men, which is Kitty Pryde, and can curl up like a cat next to her. On the couch or wherever and literally purr
Yeah.
with, yeah. So,
For sustainability,
mhm.
you guys probably like a 9 or a 10 if you can convince Faye, if you can make it worth her while to stick around, then I don't see any reason for the rest of the team not sticking around.
Yeah.
To continue to adventure.
We just have to understand that there's the paycheck. There's a payday.
For her, it's about the payday.
It's about the payday.
Because if you bring her into, you know, what she could probably just imagine as hell, it's going to take something to convince her to stick around. It's going to take something. Definitely more sustainable than my team. Power-wise, I don't think your team is that strong. I think definitely strong enough to take down the Whalers, but I don't think the Whalers team is particularly strong.
Right. It's what's next. It's the big boss. It's the demons that we got to worry about.
Yeah, strength-wise, I'd probably give your team like a 6 or a 7.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched it, but Christian had Mothra.
Yes.
Christian picked Mothra as his sidekick.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm looking at my team, and most of them are shorter than me.
Yeah. See, I've
They're
never
all
had that
small.
problem.
I know, that's right. All of them, I don't have any big giant sidekicks on here because I'm immediately thinking sidekick, someone next
Got
to me
sidekick,
that's
the
shorter
little
than me.
guy.
Sidekick's the little guy. Mm. Although in my little banner here, I put myself as your sidekick, so I'm a little taller than you, but I'll be your sidekick, TJ. I
Yeah,
would be.
which is fine. I don't
Yeah.
need to, we can both be someone else's sidekick. I don't need, you know.
Cool, but overall,
100%.
you feel great about my team. I can complete this mission. You feel like this?
I do, absolutely. And your
Yeah.
team's a lot of fun.
Cool.
I think my team might have more fun though.
I agree. I'm gonna work backwards with yours. Think about yours. You're having fun there. I do like it that we pick some similar teammates there. But as I look at Spock, I don't know if this version of Spock is a lot of fun. He has a lot of lessons to learn. But when you have Crypto and Sam together,
And Scooby
um,
Doo.
and Scooby Doo, that's I feel like that going backwards with fun, that's a lot of fun. I would watch that movie, TV show, cartoon. Um, you have some strength there. I mean, you have a Sith on your team. That's pretty
I do.
strong.
And
A
she's
Sith sorcerer.
very, very strong sorcerer.
So that upgrades that there to kind of higher numbers and the excellent range. Sustainability, when you have Spock and you have the Sith apprentice, the loyalty there is not good. I think you might get stabbed in the back for an opportunity to take over as the main Sith Lord because of the rule of two that's going on there. So I'm going to knock that down to like a 5. But teamwork, knowing that what they have their mission, I feel like this team, your team together, would work pretty well. So I'm gonna pull that up to about an 8. Mission status. How what is your team on this mission? Um, I, I think I
We're
think because
also going after the whalers.
you're
For
also
the
going
record.
after the
Yeah.
whaler. Yeah. I think there's no playing around. And this
Yeah.
Sith,
We'll
I
save
do think
Nemo later.
we'll say Nemo later. I think Nemo's really savable. There's no doubt that can't happen. But you got to go after the whalers. I like your. I think when you pulled Sam and Scooby and Crypto, I I think that's the team, the trio that's really pulling these together. And what was your biblical and Jonah? I
Jonah.
forgot you have Jonah. Oh my gosh! All right, your mission there. It's a 9.5. I think because of what we're doing here with whalers, and you pick Jonah, and you got got Sam. Now the thing with Jonah, again, the sustainability. Jonah is a powder, and so there may be something that happens that he's like, "Oh, woe is me, God! I'm gonna go sit under this tree and cry for a while, and I can't believe it." So I think the sustainability is the weakest link, but in terms of strength and mission status and teamwork, I think it's ranked pretty high. I give you a solid 8.5 on all of them together.
Yeah. Well, I think what's gonna happen is when Jonah gets pouty, that's when Xana is gonna go up to him and start feeding him Sith rhetoric to use that sadness to fuel him.
Ah, that's a good one.
That's what's gonna happen. She also does have some experience working as a team. That's how she was kind of recruited. She worked as a team with Darth Bane. They had like a very close apprenticeship. They worked actually together a lot. It's not one of the like in the shadows apprenticeships. They were actually together doing things all the time and, fighting as a team. So she works better in a team than most Sith. But
Yeah.
she's still a Sith Lord eventually. So she does
Would
become
she
the one Sith.
would she ever show up in like a live action or like movie, you think? No?
No, not unless we go back to the Old Republic and do that. They only canonized Darth Bane in Clone Wars season 6,
Yeah.
5 or 6.
There you go. Oh, I love that. So yeah, all right. I like this mission. Anything we're missing in terms of what we need to do? The final rankings of which team do you think is going to be the most successful in this? As your honest opinion here with this
I think
particular mission.
I think your team is gonna be a much better team. I think you have a much better chance of nothing happening to ruin it.
Yeah.
Darth Zanuck could definitely just get tired of it and try to get rid of Scooby or Sam and really not struggle to do that at all.
Yeah.
Um, so it's tenuous at
Yeah.
best.
I agree. I think your poll. I think your team would be pretty successful. I don't know if your team is going to spend a lot of time with Nemo. So that I think they don't care. I think as a whole, Sam might, Scooby might, Crypto, but we have some players on there, a Sith Lord and Jonah, who's a powder. He did not care about Nineveh. He just did his one sentence sermon and then went and powdered on trees. So even though he has experience with whales, um, may hold a grudge there too. So I think with Nemo and some of that may just not pay attention. But I think their overall mission, I think they would have some success there. But I don't know if it's going to stay together at the end of this mission.
Yep.
So
I think you guys are much better off than us. But let's check. You know,
okay.
on folklore and Vipar. So in the Ars Goetia, folklore is his domain is wind, the sea, capsizing ships, and drowning people.
Oof.
That's oof. You can't drown Abe Sapien.
No.
Darth Zanuck can use Sith sorcery to not need to breathe. She had to do that once. Spock, respirators exist in Star Trek.
I think so, but I think he has some kind of Vulcan thing. He probably can hold his breath for like 3 days or something. Some meditative Vulcan thing.
Scooby can probably just figure it out. Scooby can do it. Crypto can hold his breath for a very long time because he flies through space.
But he's also in a dark realm. So is there sunlight? Is a void of sunlight? I think that's
both cryptos.
That's kind of the weakness. Both cryptos may lose steam pretty fast. We could lean into them, but if they don't have that sunlight there, they could get in the dark with no sunlight. Dark realm may be a disadvantage for cryptos.
Maybe a disadvantage. Vipar, their domain is like the sea and stuff. But I looked it up a second ago, and then instead of opening a new tab, I just passed it. Storms, sickness, healing, and deception. So it could get tricky.
It could. I think with Gungi is learning the ways of the Force, the Jedi mind tricks, and being able to see light and dark when it comes to the dark side, light side of the Force. I think is an advantage for you. I think you have Sam, but part of him not seeing the good in Gollum and being really frustrated and short tempered with Gollum, but then Frodo being like, "Can't you have any compassion?" Because this one person who fell susceptible to the ring's power. Maybe a loss of patience there, but in the end, he's the one who's carrying the one who is carrying the ring. So I think that's the real pull there. Bomber is there, is sneaky strong, but I think kind of looking for just when's the next meal, when's the next rest point. Let's hang together. We want to be jolly, want to sing a song. So I think that's what he's going there. But I think your team's going to pull through. I think mine's going to have more fun and be sustainable after this mission going forward. So I feel better to get this nice mission, nice teams. I like it.
I agree. I think you just have the better team. That would be a team. My team's kind of like Marvel's Runaways.
Yeah, good.
They're fine, but
there you go.
Could have been better.
Oh, that was fun. Friends, as you're listening to this, whether it's on YouTube, watch it on YouTube, listen on YouTube, or listen to your podcast, or follow us on social media, let us know what you think about our teams, who won, who lost, who has a better team, what would you pull? TJ, as we're kind of wrapping this up here, what do you all right, here we go.
Points.
Bonus points. Here we go.
Bonus points. So you gave me an 8.5. Yep. Your average would have probably been an 8.5.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm fine with that. I'll give you a 9 just because I think you'll do it better. You'll
Okay.
get an extra point if we attempted to explain to folklore that works cannot save him.
Okay.
If we convinced, so I don't think we got any extra points.
No, not with that one. I think with Godzilla, I think I don't think we discussed any of these things. If your team helped Nemo restore, we both ignored Nemo.
Yeah, we can get him
No.
later.
That's right. Yeah, we didn't get any extra points. We didn't.
It's a shame.
Man.
It's a
Yeah.
shame. So Will Rose, the champion of sidekicks.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I do feel like that was kind of my MO in school too. Like I would just do the test and not worry about the bonus points.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's fun, man. Fun. All right. So before we get to the wrap up into those kind of things, are there any honorable mentions that we didn't include on our teams that maybe one you were thinking about that you wanted to bring on that a sidekick out there?
Yeah, it's hard to because there are so many sidekicks. There
really are. There are.
Any Padawan, Ahsoka Tano obviously came to mind.
I'm with you.
You know, Darth Maul technically is like
Yeah.
The problem with the series like Star Wars is that we've seen so many characters at so many points in their trajectories. Like you'd say favorite Padawan is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You could have Obi-Wan on your team.
Golly. I know. I just wanted a Wookiee. On my team. That's basically
Which is reasonable.
Yeah. But that's good. Like a young Obi-Wan or a young Darth Maul. That's good.
Man, like there's so we could even do Dooku because he's technically Sidious's apprentice.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of sidekicks to mention. Ones that I really would have liked to have but couldn't. You know, sometimes I just don't feel like it. Liesel Pawn, the super intelligent smallpox Green Lantern. One of my favorite characters ever.
Yes.
It's so funny. There's a few lanterns I'd like to see there. Dexstar, the Red Lantern cat. Great character.
Nice.
Every dwarf in Thorin's company. It would be a great companion.
Yep.
But man, there's a lot.
Yeah, and as I was thinking, my mind went to, again, comics, and I like the X-Men New Mutants. A lot of those who are, again, the all new, all different X-Men, when they got kind of long in the tooth, they're like, we need some younger mutants, and so they had the New Mutants, and they had I like Cannonball. I like some of the teammates, Sunspot on the New Mutants. They're young, they're teenagers, and they're looking up to the big. When can I be a part of the big X-Men team? I want New Mutants now and be trained. I really like Sunspot. He was one that, again, another solar powered mutant with super strength. I think would be super cool. So
yeah, would have been helpful.
Would have been really helpful.
Super helpful.
Again, but they're in the dark realm, and he didn't have solar power. That maybe that worked out.
But maybe because Sunspot can't generate his own power.
I don't think so. I could look at that. But if he did, he could have solar powered a Crypto. Yeah. Okay. Yep. If he has stored energy and shared his energy with Crypto. That's good. I love it. All right, y'all. Let's wrap this thing up. We're going to
do one more. Aqualad would have been a great pick.
Yes. Yeah.
If we could have known the mission beforehand. It was just easy Aqualad. Done.
Well, and she's not a sidekick to Aquaman, but Mara would have been fun. Like get a female on this team. On my team, I was pretty male heavy on mine. Get a female on there and get Mara, who can control water and communicate with whales.
Yeah,
would have been helpful.
Ape Sapien, I think, can communicate with whales, but
yeah, that would have been good. Dang. Love it. All right, y'all. We're gonna have an extra question. And our extra question is going to be, which of our sidekicks on our team would we like to see grow up to become their own hero and then have their have their own sidekick later on down the road. So they're young now, they're in their teens or whatever. But let's say 50 years from now, they're older, wiser, and have their own adventures and a long history. Who would we like to see our sidekick grow up and then get their own sidekick? So that is our extra question that you can hear over on Fourth Wall with our bonus coverage over there. Once you become a member and join up over there, you can find out how TJ and I answer that question. Okay, let's wrap up here. As we wrap up, TJ, our recommendations, anything from our sidekicks or stories from the sidekicks that you would do, or anything out there in pop culture that you would recommend to folks?
If you've never read a Hellboy comic, absolutely do that. Abe Sapien's a great character. The world of Hellboy is a lot deeper than the Guillermo del Toro movies, even though those movies are great.
I like it. I like it. My recommendation is a comics recommendation. Well, I'm going to make two. One is we liked. It's not for everybody, but Squid Game is a TV show that our family likes to watch together. But there's a game show called Squid Game: The Challenge, where real people play the game. They don't really kill them, but they have the same kind of um, games and people trying to win money and backstabbing, but also they form alliances and you get to pick personalities and people that you're pulling for and see how long they last out to the end of this game. And it's a lot of fun. Again, teamwork and who you're going to pull your team together. If we're talking about sidekicks and how to pull a team together, it's definitely a show that looks at the human nature and human condition and what humans do to either work with or against other people. I really love it. I love to see how the human condition plays out in that. And then I'm also going to recommend Batman and Robin Year One, Mark Waid, Chris Samney. Great art, great 12 issue comic that is going to be a graphic novel here soon. If you want a young Robin and a Batman who's trying to learn how to work with a sidekick and what that means for him, I highly recommend that comics. It is going to be one, even though I have the collected single issues, I'm going to get the graphic novel and put it on my shelf because it's super fun and a great story. So that's what I recommend. Okay. TJ, did you know that there's people out there who haven't subscribed or supported the show yet, but they have that opportunity?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There might be somebody listening who maybe have listened to 100 episodes and they're like, you know what? It's hard for me to support the show financially, but you can also be a free member. There's a free option on Fourth Wall that you can subscribe and get the bonus content. We're looking, for you to go deeper in your relationship with our show and to support us. And we do appreciate whatever level that you support us at, whether it's just listening or hitting the download on your podcast. But over there at Fourth Wall, you can do the same. And so we do want to thank our financial supporters again. Thanks, James Barrett. Thank you for your support. And then you can get your own shout out later on down the road if you become a subscriber. So appreciate it, y'all. Thanks for listening. What are your sidekicks? Who are the faces behind you? Who are the people that drive you to do what you do in the world? Could be family, could be friends, could be a frenemy. I don't know, but there are definitely people that we're journeying with through this life together. And I'm very thankful of you. I'm thankful of the Systematic Geekology crew. We are all a chosen people and a geekdom of priests, but yet in the midst of all that, whether we disagree or not, whether we're different sides of the coin when it comes to how we see and view the world or how we battle whalers or help turn Nemo back to good. The geek in me honors the geek in you.